you think they'd have something there? Hey. Whew. The air just got dense. Did you feel that?
It's a little warm.
Can you turn all the way down? So, I am on the road. I'm on the road, and I figured I would come live and just kind of talk. This thing is like shaking and shaking. I figured I'd come live and just talk and kind of clarify a few things. What is that here? It's effing cold. It's effing cold. So things kind of, I guess you could say, were brought to my attention. And there's a need for me to just talk about myself and my path, clarify some of the things that might be misconstrued. I mean, honestly, I don't really need to explain myself. I don't need to. I choose to. Just because I feel like I need to clarify. I feel like I need to clarify. So basically what's going on is, for whatever reason, it's come to my attention that there might be a misconception that I practice Kythera. I don't. I've said in many live streams, like you'll notice, I have consistency. Okay, I don't flip-flop around. When I feel some way about something, I feel some way about something. I don't try and sugarcoat it. I don't try and make it something that it isn't. You know, I just kind of own it. I own it. If I don't feel good about something, I don't feel good about something. And so I think what's going on right now is there is a need to try and it's not my need. I'll tell you that much. It's not my need. There's a need to try and associate me with something, and I'm not. You know what I mean? I have my own energetic system. This is not something that I was taught. I don't rely on other beings. I want to make this very, very clear. Okay. I do communicate with Michael. Michael is one of my guardians, and sometimes he helps guide me when I get too deep into my own self-doubt and whatever. He helps to quiet down a lot of my thoughts on like, no, I don't want to go live. No, I don't want to. And he's just like, well, you know, there's things that you need to talk about. And he never tells me really what to talk about. It's kind of just like, do you want to do that? Do you need to do that? Should you do that? Is that something you should focus on? You know? And so, yeah, I've explained in previous live streams, I don't take anything back that I've said. I've explained in previous live streams how I've kind of just known how to work energy the way I do my whole life. This is just my reality, you know, this is my normal. It's not something I was taught, it's not something I Googled, it's not something I read from a book or multiple books and sources and kind of pieced together. No. I've never been confused about what I do. Let's clarify that. I've never been confused about what I do. I've been very much aware, and my issue has never been confusion. My issue has been self-doubt. So there's a huge difference there. Huge difference. I've never been confused about the fact that I help on an energetic level. I facilitate a person's self-healing. And it's always been an issue of my self-doubt, me trying to shrink myself, me trying to convince myself that I'm something that I'm not, meaning me questioning, am I evil? It's just evil. No, it's not evil work, girl. It's not. It's just not. It's not. And so Bottom line, I have mentioned Kythera. Okay. I did not learn based off of Kythera. I'm not a Kythera expert. I've read a few of the manuals, just skimming through it. I'm well aware of the Kythera Ashiana Dean. She's the main face of the Kythera, the Freedom Teachings. And those are free. If you would like to read that information, you just Google that shit up. It's free. All of that is free. Now, I'm aware of her stance and her teachings on Archangel Michael, and that he's considered to be one of the fallen, that he is considered to have written and manipulated the Bible because he seeks worship and, I definitely want to share much of my life. Michael's been present much of my life, and I've questioned him repeatedly. Who are you? Are you sure you're not demonic? Why should I listen to you? I'm not doing anything you say. Prove to me. And I've talked about this again and again in live streams, and he again has never told me what to do, has never encouraged me to harm anyone, has never attempted to channel any messages to me. He just helps to regulate my own disbelief in myself. And I'm not trying to bash Ashiana Dean or her teachings. I actually highly respect her teachings. But I've never gone beyond Kythera 1. I've never needed to. Okay? I've read the first manual a couple times because it helps me to understand my own personal process. My energy work is my own. I'm not associated with Kythera. I simply mention Kythera so you guys, again, I've said this in so many live streams, so you can have the terms that you can read for yourself, you can search for yourself, and maybe there's some tidbit in there. Just like with all the other things I mentioned, there's some tidbit in there that will help you to better understand your path, your journey. And so that's what it's come down to. I just kind of want to nip all of whatever the potentiality of whatever this is in the bud. I do not practice Kythera. I am not associated with Kythera. I have never gone to a Kythera workshop. I do enjoy some of her teachings and some of her videos. I haven't watched too many, but there is a lot of synchronicity in the things that I have watched, the things that I'm guided to watch. There's a lot of synchronicity with the things that I'm exploring energetically and spiritually at that time. So yeah, no, I didn't learn how to do what I do based off of her manuals. I just want to make that very, very clear. I had a very wonderful realization yesterday that maybe the things that I'm saying are being misunderstood, misconstrued as I'm somehow associated with Kalantic science, also known as KS. No, girl, I'm heading out of town. No tacos. I can't eat corn anymore. But yeah, I felt the need to clarify this. I really felt the need to clarify this because the last thing that I want or need is to be associated, even passively, with anything that just doesn't feel right to me. And the reason why it doesn't feel right to me is not because of her teachings, okay, but because of the tone and the feeling of the things that I saw, because I was added to quite a few Kythera groups recently, which I was delighted. I was delighted because, I'm always open to hearing other people's interpretations, their experiences. I thought that's what it was going to be. I really thought that's what it was going to be. Like, it would be a place for me to just observe how other people's paths could potentially mirror my own, and maybe share thoughts and, listen to their stories and help each other grow. And then it was not that. It wasn't that. It's another church. That's, this is my opinion of what I saw. Like, oh no, that's not what's taught. That's not the official teaching. So that's bad. And it's like, no. I'm going to question everything. I'm going to question everything my entire life. I don't care who it comes from. I don't care if, Jesus came down himself and told me that he was holding a scroll of information written by the hand of God, and that no. I want to see the video evidence of God writing this. That's just how I am. That's just how I am. I will always question things. I will always try and remain open to hearing people, hearing their experiences, because everyone is teaching me something. Everyone. It's just, I felt it was ugly, like super ugly, that, well, no. Let me just think these thoughts out loud. It's kind of like this sense that I've now, okay, so I registered on the spiritual community blip. They all don't like me, which is fine with me. And I, for the most part, I don't really associate with anyone that is heavily steeped in KS, Kelantic science, or Kythera. I find the subject matter to be fascinating. And I think maybe it's on a whole new level of recognition since it feels like me sharing of my journey and how Kythera helped to validate my own path I don't know where the hell that's leading, but it seems like that's another facet of distraction, negative attention and distraction. And I think I'm going to have to choose to see this as another aspect of this spiritual path that I'm traveling. Another way in which I'm being further refined. Because I did tell the individual that had messaged and invited me, I did tell them, I want to thank you, because this really triggered some very deeply rooted wounds, even from my childhood. And I want to thank you for your part in helping to bring my attention to the aspects of myself that still need more of my attention, more of my consideration. So it was just weird. It was such a weird experience. Weird. Weird doesn't even begin to explain. So someone saw one of my videos, reported back to the group, and then the group had to analyze me and my work. And then it's almost as though there were questions that were asked to test the boundaries and see if I was pirating someone else's work. And I was like, actually, no, I don't practice Kythera. No. You can watch any of my videos. I've been doing this work before the manuals were ever brought to me. The manuals were brought to me so that I could shut the hell up with my self-doubt. And here's the thing, guys. Let me know how logical this is. And this isn't about someone else, okay? How logical is this, okay? There is an Archangel Michael that is a mimic. It does go around and it channels through other people. It sends these messages of hoity-toity spiritual elitism of, hello, my children of planet Earth, Gaia, Mother, whatever the fuck they say. Did you find something?
Nope.
No, shit. Anyways, but there is that, okay? Now, I know without a shadow of a doubt at this point, the Michael that I speak to is not the same being. It's just not. It's not the same being. Different energy, different behaviors, not the same being. Now, if it was the same being, okay, if it was the same Michael, why would he hand deliver to me all of the manuals that preach of his evil? If he was trying to control me, why would he give me that very information? Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Because I would find that information and that I already had a disbelief. I was already like, you're fucking evil. I can't prove it yet. I'm looking for something to prove that you are evil. Why would he give me that information? Why? Exactly. He would be exposing himself. And I was just like, I mean, it's fine with me if groups of people choose to avoid anything that is associated with me because of my association with a Michael being, a Michael essence. And if you guys are familiar with any of my live streams, if you've watched me for any length of time, in no way do I worship or revere his ass. I'm like, shut the fuck up, Michael. Right. You want that shit to be said? It doesn't feel right to me. You fucking say that shit yourself. Okay? Okay. So, yeah, it's definitely odd. It's definitely odd. People's behaviors, even today, has just been odd. I don't know what it is. I think maybe there's a shift, but all I know is my story is still unfolding. My story, my journey has never been contingent on any being outside of myself. Unlike others, and there's quite a few others who will utilize other beings to do the work that they do. They'll call in other things. They'll, command other beings like, oh, I'm going to tell so-and-so to do this and that. No, that's weird. That's a violation of sovereignty. Very recently, connection. Okay. Very recently, I have come to terms with facing different aspects of different lives that I've lived, and I've begun calling in all my forms from all my lives. But I still am not like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call the Pleiadians in so they could do this and that. I'm gonna go ahead and tell Michael to do I'm just like, ooh, Michael, who are you pissed at? I see that you're pissed. Is someone threatening me? And that's all he ever does. Stands there to defend me. That's it. But I am well aware. I'm well aware of the Wesadrak and, Phantom Matrix. I'm well aware that it's fucking snowing, you guys. I'm well aware that there is an agenda. And, not trying to negate the work of Ashiana Dean, because again, I very much respect her work, but agree with all of it? Absolutely not. Am I here to correct her stance? No, I'm here to simply state I am not associated with her. I am not peddling her teachings. I am not utilizing her bio-spiritual theories. Do the work that I do. Nope. I have my own bio-spiritual theories. Some of them are well explained using the terminology associated with Kythera. Some of them are not. And, okay, it just is. It is like a Truman Show. April, I I've been feeling the weirdness. I was like even eating broccoli last night for comfort food. Hey, broccoli's my comfort food. Not even joking. Not even joking. So, yeah, we have to make sure that we really analyze what it is we believe in. You can't just accept everything someone, and I tell you guys this about me as well. I could have sworn I just said this in my last live stream. You cannot accept everything, every belief or teaching that comes from an individual. Allow yourself to remain open to hear, to analyze, to observe. How does it fit with what you know to be truth? Does it expand your consciousness in some way? Or are you just like, I'm going to believe everything? You know what? Emmie sounds really smart. She sounds like she knows what she's talking about. Everything she says is true. That's bullshit. I don't lie, but that's bullshit, because something that's true for me might not be true for you. It might not apply to your journey. And that would be the greatest disservice to self, to allow me and my journey to dictate you and yours. It's just, that's the greatest disservice. And, I'm kind of just sharing of my journey to try and trigger people to be more discerning, more accepting of their own path, more discerning of other people's contributions to their path, to recognize that even if people have a malicious intent, something good can come out of it. So long as you're able to transmute, so long as you practice that mental alchemy that transmutes a negative intention to nothing more than fuel for your own rise, Exactly. Spiritual journeys are not cookie cutter. Okay. So let's see. Yep. Humans make errors. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, again, I don't want to make it sound as though I'm saying I'm more right. My perceptions, my interpretations of my life and my journey is somehow more right or more valid than the body of work of Ashiana Dean or Kythera or Kalantic Science. I'm not even saying I'm in the same ball game or the same field or the same motherfucking city as that shit. What I'm saying is that it's okay for me to not believe in all of that I am not associated with all of that. It has helped me in some ways to better understand my journey. It's helped me with terminology that other people could potentially understand. Because really, for most of my life, until the manuals arrived in 2016, mind you, I've been doing this actively, doing this work for other people for over 20 years. Okay, people can't say my work is Kythera. If I've been doing this for over 20 years and I just came across the manuals in 2016, I mean, common sense, right? So I could never explain what I was doing, because I can explain it in light language, which I don't want to write and I don't want to utter, because it's just something that's so ridiculously, profound that I get choked up and emotional every single time I try to. And so how do I explain it? How do I explain it in terms that a human being can understand? I can't. It's something so ancient, something that is a part of me and my existence as a soul. And I couldn't put into human terms. And that's what Kythera gifted me with. Being able to explain in human terms, using words that other people have already defined for me, so that I can better share of what it is I'm doing, better explain, better assist people in their own triggering of remembrance. And I've said this before too. My system is not Kythera, it is Kokoro 33. And it is a system that focuses on the triggering of the memories to return. so you can once again reclaim your birthright. This is not using other beings. This is about you remembering you're directly plugged into source. Directly. Directly. Am I backing up my video? Take the fucking videos. I don't care. I've had my profiles taken, shut down, wiped clean off social media servers as though it never existed. I've had all kind of shit. Do I care? No. Nope. I don't. I just don't. I just don't. You take it, another new one will pop up. I have plenty of accounts that are dormant that will just pop up. Fact is, when you remove my work, and I'm not speaking to anyone in particular, but when my work is removed, I've noticed this is one of the things about my energy. A huge gaping void is felt by anyone who was touched by my work, and then they go looking. That's all you're doing, is you're creating a movement, one that I didn't want to be a part of or be the head of or the face for, but that's all they're doing. Whenever my work is removed, videos, all it just creates an even bigger momentum in that movement. And if you really want to shut me up, just don't bother with me. Just saying, just don't bother with me. I figure eventually people will get bored, and they'll move forward. And see, that's the thing. My husband and I, we were talking about this not that long ago, and he was like, it's crazy. You look at all the people that used to be a part of your live streams, and wow, it's crazy. The ones who were the most vocal, like publicly vocal, that I love Emmie. Emmie is the truth. She's the absolute truth. They're nowhere to be found. They're not around anymore. And I could tell by the sound of the way he was communicating this, he kind of felt hurt. Like, man, these people, they said they loved you and then they're gone. Like once they were done using you, they're gone. And I told him it's not offensive, because my love was never contingent on your presence in my journey. I've always been one who was like, stay with me for as long as you can benefit from what I'm sharing. And when I don't help you to grow anymore, I set you free with love. Find what you need. You don't need to stay with me. I'm not your teacher. I'm not your guru. We are walking together on a path. And if you see flowers over on that side that you just need to go smell, enjoy it. Enjoy it. I'm not going to be hurt. Like, I'm not keeping tabs on how far you're willing to go with me on this journey. This journey has always been just mine. Just mine. That's it. I don't need people to follow me all the way through to wherever it is I'm going. Let's just enjoy the time we spend together. I hope that I've contributed something to your growth that you couldn't find anywhere else. And I know whatever it is, whether I understand it or not, whether I acknowledge it or not, whether I'm cognitive of it or not, every single one of you who joins me on this journey for however long you're with me, you contribute to my growth in some way. In some way. Even trolls who come and like say all kind of crazy ass shit, y'all contribute to my journey in some way. You help to refine me. And how can I not be thankful? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I not be thankful? What, because I need more people? I'm not trying to build an audience. I'm just being told by my soul, look, you have to share of your journey for whatever reason. I'm sharing, and that's that. That's that, okay? And if people want to stay with me for a while, they stay with me for a while. If they don't, they don't. Do I feel any differently between people who stay with me and people who don't? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Mushashi. Mishimoto Mushashi. I think that's his name. He wrote the book, The Five Rings, okay? And he talks about not adhering to one specific practice, but instead becoming proficient in all of them. All of them. And that's kind of that's That's my personal logic. Even before I became aware of this individual, and he was such an expert swordsman. Oh my God, he made the most beautiful, beautiful swords. But yeah, that's always been my logic, is that I need to find my truth, and my truth has been scattered through so many people, so many teachings, so many everything. And if you guys think about it, if you're trying to master something being taught by someone else, you are trying to, okay? Every single individual can ever really only master their own path. So what you're doing is mimicry. You're mimicking someone else. That's it. You're mimicking someone else. And when you really think about it, the one who attempts to portray themselves as Archangel Michael, that's what they're specialized in, mimicry. And this is one of the reasons why I will never mimic other people. That's just not me. I'm so averse to the concept of copying others. I will allow myself to be inspired. I will give credit where inspiration has been created. But no, I'm not trying to be you. I'm not trying to be your replacement. I have my own rightful place in this creation. And once I'm ready to accept that place, that role, I will very gently find myself already in it. Oh, damn.
What?
Once you are ready to accept your role, your rightful place in this creation, you will just very gently find yourself already in it. Fuck, that's profound and shit.
Your place, play your role.
I'm sorry?
Know your place, play your role.
Know your place and play your role. But yeah, I'm obviously a threat to people that think they know it all. Yeah, I'm not a threat to anyone. Their ego is a threat to themselves. I'm not a threat to anyone. I'm in no competition. I'm not in comparison. I'm different, and rightfully so. I'm just different. Does that take away from anyone else? Not unless they choose to take away from themselves and comparing themselves to me and trying to be something that I am and they're not. That's the only way you're able to take from someone else, you know? There's a YouTuber claiming to be Michael. Well, I hope that works out for them. I don't know what to say. People will behave in whatever way they choose to achieve whatever it is they think they need. I don't feel like I need anything. I don't feel like I need to be understood. And for a good portion of my life, I did. I really did. Part of my story involves a lot of struggles with self-acceptance. I'm not there anymore. I'm somewhere completely different. And I don't need to be accepted. I don't need to be understood. I just find it weird that people form these groups and try and fixate on individuals. This is not the first time this type of thing has happened, but it was just, and I can't even say that, I can't even really say that they've fixated on. I feel like the potentiality for that is absolutely there, and that's why I'm having this video in the first place. Just put it all out there, and like, whatever you want to do with that, you go ahead and do it, playa. You go ahead and do it, but this is me bowing out. This is the last of my explanation. I just need to clarify before there's any muddling of my truth. I am not associated with anyone or anything. A lot of people with the reading of this, he always, and I've said this in live streams. Sorry, guys. Apparently, limited service in this area. Yeah, I don't know if the intention was to bully me. I think information was attempting to be harvested to create a foundation, a platform from which to begin. So yeah, no, put it all out there. Put it all out there. People cannot use your truth against you if you have no shame in your truth. None. They can't. They can't use it against you. Okay? They can't. And yeah, this is my truth. This is my journey. This is my story. And this is the clarity that I feel like is being need to be shared, you know? Wait, what? Let's see. I don't feel like I'm stronger than all of them. I feel like I'm strong enough to handle the events of my life. And that's all I need to be strong enough for. I don't feel like I need to believe anything outside of the fact that I am strong enough to handle any situation brought to me, because that's the whole point of bringing those situations, to really focus my awareness on the fact that I'm strong enough. I'm not stronger than anyone else. I'm just strong enough. Strong enough for whatever I need to do. Strong enough for whatever I need to face. And whatever I need to face is nothing but an aspect of my truth yet undiscovered. Bottom line. Bottom line. You know?
That's the bottom line.
That's the bottom booty line. Booty, booty, booty. Booty, booty. So, yeah. I'm going to be out for quite some time. I'm not going to be going live later today. Obviously, I'm on the road. Another pit stop. But I won't be going live this weekend to do the expedites because I'm needing to travel urgently. So I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. I'll try my best to be live again around New Year's. I don't know. I'm gonna try. I'm really gonna try, but I can't say that I can promise. But I wanted to share this portion of my journey this morning. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. And it was foolish of me, though. It definitely was foolish of me. The disappointment is due to my own wishful expectations. And the reason I'm talking about disappointment and my own wishful expectations, there was this part of me that chose to believe that Kythera and the communities that focus on KS teachings would have been immune to this type of behavior. That was very foolish of me. Very, very foolish of me. We are all human having a human experience. And that's a part of the human experience. You know? Yeah. Very foolish of me. I'm really disappointed in myself. I'm really, because when I saw some of the comments in the group, that really hurt my heart. Not because some of those were focused on me. I really don't care. But because I had such lofty expectations for people who are so focused on such a beautiful, beautiful set of teachings. But again, the people are not the teaching. The people are people. And that's that. The people are people. I'm just really thankful that it wasn't an ugly exchange. Yeah, because, I could definitely go toe to toe and go to town with confrontation. But in that moment, I'm really thankful I was gifted with an understanding that I was presented a choice. And the choice was to either implement the lessons that I've learned previously and bow out, or engage. I don't need to engage anything. It's a distraction, and I'm not going to comply with that. I'm not going to take that invitation, you know? I'm just not. It's it's a beautiful realization. It's a beautiful realization. Yeah, choosing your battles. That's not my battle. That was never my battle. Um, the saddest aspect of this realization from yesterday was the fact that there was so much fear-based commenting, and it was like, how could you know what you know at the depth that you know and still be so fear-based? Holy shit, this is another church. It's become another church. It was a teaching that was meant to set us free. But what I'm recognizing is that for the human beings who are not ready to be free, they go from one oppressor to another. And I hope you guys never allow me to be some sort of oppressor for you. Please don't ever let me and the sharing of my journey do that to you. Always question. Always choose yourself before anything else. Seriously. Your growth is so much more important than you trying to prove any type of loyalty to me or to anyone. I am no different than you. There is nothing about me that deserves to be placed on a pedestal. Just, mm-mm, mm-mm. You go with your journey, and I will always respect that. This is how I've always been. The moment you are no longer in alignment with me and my truth, you walk forward on your own. I will not chase you down. I will not beg you to come back. I will be waving with a smile on my face, wishing you nothing but the best for the rest of your journey. Because that's me. And it's just like, wow, wow. You know so much, yet you're still so afraid. That's a shame. That's a damn shame. But I gotta go. I think there's public restrooms, so I gotta go. You guys, if I don't see you before the new year is over, is that how you say it? If I don't see y'all by New Year's, I hope you guys have the most beautiful, beautiful start to a beautiful year. Allow yourself to really focus on you, bringing to fruition the life that you deserve. Okay. And we all deserve a beautiful life. I don't believe in the concept of sinners. I don't believe in the concept of bad people. We were all born and created intrinsically good. Let go of the programming and the recordings that try and convince you that you're not. Those are lies. This is the year you let that go. Okay? Let that go. So, love you guys. Bye.